Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning. Look, man, this medicine is a little delayed this morning. Man, y'all, oh my goodness, I fell asleep, didn't set my alarm to wake up when I normally wake up, man, and I didn't get up till super later this morning. So, one thing about it, the medicine's still coming. It just got a little delayed this morning. It got a little delayed this morning. So make sure you pick it up. Pick up your prescription. Remember, that prescription be waiting for you. So make sure you pick that thing up. Today's prescription comes from Proverbs chapter 23, verse 19. Listen, my son, and be wise. Keep your mind on the right course. Keep your mind on the right course. Keep your mind on the right course. And I just want to this morning just to encourage everybody. I want to push you, inspire you, motivate you. Just stay the course. Just stay the course. Keep your mind on the right course. Just stay the course that God has for you. Just stay the course. And I'm going to tell you, it's so hard. So hard. Let me say it like this. Let me rephrase it. It is difficult to stay the course. And then you might be asking, why is it so difficult for me to stay the course? Why is it so difficult for me to keep my mind on the right course? Great question. I'm glad you asked. The reason why it's difficult to keep our mind on the right course is because it's a struggle with staying focused. It's a struggle with staying focused. Wow, so you telling me it's trouble with me staying focused? Have you ever thought about that? Our attention spans, just look at it. Oftentimes when you find yourself doing a task, you can easily start doing another task and not completing that task that you initially set out to do. How many times have we found ourselves doing that? I started something, didn't end up finishing it, but then I started something else. And then I started something else. And then next thing you know, I forget about what I initially started and I start doing all these other things. The reason why that is because staying focused, we have to choose to do it. You actually have to set your mind to stay focused, to staying focused. Why is that? Because the enemy utilizes a very, very effective strategy called distractions. Have you ever thought about distractions as a tactic? Have you ever thought about distractions as strategic to keep you from staying focused? Because if you stayed focused, then guess what? Your mind will be on the right course. And look, if my mind is on the right course, then I'll accomplish what God set out for me to accomplish. And so, distractions, what if we thought about them like that? That they're actually tactics from the enemy. I want us to have a different mentality or mind state when we're thinking about this, that it's a reason why you get distracted. Because we give in to the tactic. And when we give in to the tactic, that lets us know that we're not focused. Not in the manner that God is calling us to be focused. Because it's easy for us to lose sight of what God has set before us. Because we get distracted. You get distracted. We get distracted with life. And in that, we'll forget about what God set forth. How many of us right now, we're thinking about something God called you to do years ago, but because you've been in life, somewhere in there, you got distracted. You got distracted and you lost focus of what God set forth. Well, you know what? Life happened. You can't use that because did not God know that life would happen? But yet he still gave it to you. So if he still gave it to you, that means the distractions are irrelevant. What happened in your life doesn't supersede or become an obstacle for you to accomplish what God set for you to accomplish. The problem is, or why that thing is not accomplished, is because we've given over to the distractions. And because we've been given over to the distractions, we're not staying focused. We're not focused as we should be. We're not focused as God intended us to be. Let me break it down like this. Let me give us examples. Judas was walking with the 12 disciples. Judas was part of them. What happened? He got distracted. How did he get distracted? That money. That became a distraction for him. And he lost focus. He lost focus. Somewhere in there, he was like, man, you know what? Come on, man. This may not be all that questioning and all that. That's a distraction. Anything to help us not stay focused, distraction. You think it's by accident that God called us to do something, then in our mind we start doubting it? That's a distraction. The Lord tells us in the book of James, chapter 1, that doubt, a double-minded man should not ask for nothing. They'll be tossed to and fro like a waving sea. I'm paraphrasing. Because you have a double mind. On one hand is what God said, on the other hand is what I said, or what I come to believe. And God said, you toss to and fro, you're distracted. You've allowed something to distract you from what I told you. It's many things we can look at in the Bible. When Adam and Eve distracted, they allowed the enemy to distract them. And then they start eating the very thing that was a tactic to distract them, to take them off of what God intended. They lost focus. The Bible says in 1 Samuel chapter 12, 2 Samuel chapter 11, 12, when David went up to the porch, he looked across, and what did he see? Bathsheba. And there it go, his mind started being filled with thoughts. Interesting. Because Bathsheba always was there. But at this appointed time, she became a distraction to him. Because he gave in to the tactic. And because of that, he lost focus. He lost focus on his kingship. He lost focus, and he went after that very thing. He went after the distraction, dismissing what God called him on these other things. Do you see? It was strategic. It was a tactic. The enemy walks around like a roaring lion, seeking who man can devour. He sees an opportunity that maybe they'll entertain that distraction. It's not by accident. Do you think it's by accident when we put our minds and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna be disciplined in my reading. I'm gonna be disciplined in my prayer. And all of a sudden I get distracted. That's not by accident. It's strategic. The problem is we lose sight and we don't see the tactic. When Jesus finished fasting, Matthew chapter 4, for 40 days and 40 nights, then the Bible says the enemy came. Why did the enemy come at that appointed time? Because he saw it as an opportunity that maybe somewhere in there that Jesus, he would give in to the distraction. Man, look, I'm going to show you all these kingdoms. I'm going to show you all this stuff. Because he tried to distract him. Man, just throw yourself off. Just throw yourself off the temple, man. The angels, they'll save you. Man, just go ahead and I'm trying to distract him now for Jesus not to do it the way that God intended. The Father intended. You see what I'm saying? It was a distraction. Every day, come on, brother, every day is distractions, but I'm trying to have us understand that the enemy is after this. He's after our focus. He don't want us to stay focused. The Bible says, keep your mind on the right course. Wisdom says, let some be wise. So he's saying, be wise. What's wisdom? That I keep my mind on the right course. When Jesus, watch this, Jesus, on his way, showing us the example of serving God. Peter comes and say, nah, man, you surely not going to die. That was a distraction. But Jesus didn't feed into it. Jesus saw the tactic, and what did he say? Come on. Get behind thee, Satan. Why did Jesus say that? Because he saw it. He saw the tactic. He was, the Bible says, be aware of the enemy's schemes. Jesus was aware of the tactics. So he didn't allow the distraction to distract him, because he said, no, I got to keep my mind. I got to keep my mind. I got to keep my mind on the right course of what God has laid before me. The work that he set out for me to finish, now I got to finish that. And so he was able to identify the distractions because they tried to take him away from being focused, from staying focused. Staying, notice the word, staying focused. We got to be diligent in staying focused. That's just not given. So I'm saying for this morning medicine, where have you lost focus? Where have you lost focus? What's some things that God set out, but you still, what's up? But I want you to pay attention to every single day. The enemy has a goal in mind to keep you distracted. Rather be with our marriages. He don't want a healthy marriage, so he'll let you be distracted by something that they did. And he said, just focus on that, man. And then we focus on that little thing, and that thing starts to define them. What do you mean by that? He'll say, for example, man, look at that, man. She always do that. She may have did it just one little thing. He have you focus on so much of that one thing she did, you forget about all the other good things she did. Because he wants to get you distracted so he can break up your marriage. It's strategic. It's strategic. I'm just saying, staying focused. So every single day, this is a mindset. I'm inspiring you. I'm encouraging you. Distractions are not by accident. They're strategic. Because the enemy is after your focus. He can't stop what God set forth. He can't. But he says, you know what I can get after though? That they won't stay focused. That their mind won't be on the right course. Because he can't do nothing about the course itself. He cannot do anything. He cannot do what God has put that forth in our life. He can't. But what he said, you know what? If I keep them distracted long enough, then maybe then they won't fulfill it. If I keep them distracted long enough, maybe then they'll give up. If I keep them distracted long enough, maybe then they'll start listening to me, and then I can break up whatever I need to break up and destroy whatever I need to destroy. Because they too distracted to see what I'm doing. This is your morning medicine. Key is every single day is us staying focused. Y'all be blessed today. Stay focused.